Le niveau d'alerte est retombé. L'Australie panse ses plaies en attendant la prochaine catastrophe. Mais après cet enfer, qu'ils soient victimes d'incendies, médecins, mobilisés contre l'exploitation minière, prêts à repartir au feu, écologistes, fermiers ou encore représentants des aborigènes, ils disent tous non, cela ne peut plus durer. Dans les montagnes à 1000 km au nord de Sydney, en novembre, au début de l'été austral, les premiers feux ont détruit la maison de Melinda et Dean.
We knew it could happen. We had been expecting it probably for a couple of weeks, but
never prepared.
I was aware. I had been following the science on climate change for a long time, and we both knew that there was a threat. We knew that one day we would get burnt out because it was obvious in the last 20 years particularly that the place was drying extremely and it was hot, very hot, much hotter summers than we'd had.
Quelques jours plus tard, conseillés par l'ONG Greenpeace, ils sont allés à Canberra, la capitale, déposer les restes carbonisés de leur maison devant le Parlement australien.
The reason that we did that was because we were so devastated. I was completely devastated, but because at the time I didn't think there was a national conversation about climate change, and every time I felt like someone wanted to bring that up, the Prime Minister literally said at the time, well, this is not the time to discuss climate change. That's what he said.
Le ciel n'est pas encore très bleu, mais déjà Sydney respire un peu mieux. La plus grande ville du pays n'avait jamais été touchée à ce point. Cette fois, les urbains ont pris conscience de la gravité de la situation. Devant le Parlement de l'État de Nouvelle-Galles du Sud, les militants du mouvement Extinction Rébellion sont toujours là, plutôt jeunes. Car c'est aussi une question de génération. Ils sont remontés contre leurs aînés qui sont au pouvoir.
I think it should be a wake-up call to the older generation. The fact that half our country's burnt down.
It's going to affect everybody, the whole world. Like, we're all in this together.
Yeah, I think, and so that even when, estimated over 1 billion animals have died, so much of our land has been burnt, people have lost their lives and still no action is being taken. It's quite alarming. And
what's it going to take for them to wake up?
The environment that they're being left and the lifestyle they're being left is going to be, pardon my English, it's going to be shit. It really is.
We don't quite believe in the idea of climate change. We're very ignorant. We, keep our heads stuck in the sand. We have to change our thinking overall. Yeah.
2019 a été l'année la plus chaude et la plus sèche depuis que le relevé existe en Australie. Des semaines sans pluie ont changé le paysage.
Should be great. This grey colour has become quite common now. So that haze that you see is smoke, and of course with the bushfires still not out, we've had. Sometimes we're even on alternate days. We've had smoke from the south or the southeast, or we've had dust from the west.
Jim est un fermier engagé pour le climat. Il sait que pour cultiver du coton, il utilise beaucoup d'eau. Mais il ne peut plus faire autrement car le coton rapporte et surtout compense les pertes.
Some of the best soils in the world. Look at that. Look at that. Some of the best stuff.
Malgré la qualité de ces terres noires, depuis 3 ans, rien ne pousse sans irrigation.
This, what we see in the middle here, is essentially the main, I suppose, the main threat to our system. So we've had 2 sowings and 2 failings, and then the third summer was we couldn't sow at all, which is unprecedented, absolutely unprecedented in this area in our farming knowledge and our farming history.
Combien de temps vont-ils tenir à force de laisser passer les saisons? Les fermiers australiens sont habitués à un certain confort, mais Jim est conscient d'une chose, c'est tout le modèle de développement qu'il faut revoir.
It's a crisis, and I think most politicians react to crises, and I would like to think that something good's going to come out of this, because it will direct and start to make you think, well, what is the cause? What are the reasons behind the fact that it's drying, it's hotter, all of those things, and it's all about putting carbon in the atmosphere.
Pour constater l'ampleur des dégâts, rendez-vous est pris à l'aéroclub de Newcastle, à 200 km au nord de Sydney.
I'm a rheumatologist, a medical specialist. I'm the chair of Doctors for the Environment Australia.
It's a tough time, yeah. Yep, certainly is. Certainly is. Everyone's impacted.
Everyone's impacted,
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely. Wondering when it's all going to end.
Yep.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay, let's do this because
we've
got a time deadline.
L'ONG de médecins tente d'alerter la population sur les conséquences des incendies. John voulait nous montrer ces feux. Les médecins de la région ont constaté une augmentation des pathologies liées à la pollution de l'air par les fumées. Près de 10 millions d'hectares ont brûlé ces derniers mois.
Hopefully these severe bushfires will allow the rest of the world to understand what climate change means, and hopefully this will give people renewed enthusiasm for change.
Yes, we've always had fires, and the fires can be enormous, and we know. But we've been watching it from about 15 years ago. We started to see the pattern that they predicted starting to happen and grow. And that's been it's happening earlier, it's accelerating. I mean, there are experts out there who are giving the facts and the statistics, and if people, for whatever reason, whether they're fearful, they've got belief systems, whatever the reasons are, if they're denying the effects of climate change, I don't care what they call it, but things are changing.
Pompier volontaire à Gloucester, dans les montagnes plus au nord, depuis des semaines, Marnie prend le volant du camion pour monter sur le front des incendies qui menacent la ville. Elle se bat avec rage et passion, comme si elle avait une dette envers les générations futures.
My generation, we are the users. We had the benefits of all the production and the materials and the advantages of technology and all these things. And we're now handing on the consequences of this. Now, we don't go back into prehistoric times. We've made wonderful advances. We've got to use those technical and that knowledge and the information that there, work together and make it work. For all of us. Humans are smart. I'm sure if we put our mind to it cooperatively and internationally, we all cooperate and don't have protecting our own interests, we can find solutions.
Le camion avance dans la forêt. Ce sont les pompiers qui allument ces contre-feux pour justement créer une barrière et empêcher toute propagation.
That's a back burn to create a containment line. It's what we call a cool burn.
Ici, la situation est sous contrôle.
In some ways, I think the rest of the world's ahead of us. I think we've been fairly complacent in general. I think when we look at things in isolation like fires or floods or a major weather event like a huge cyclone or something like that, they tend to be looked at in isolation. They are all part of the same condition, if you like, because what we are calling climate change at the moment are multiple factors. It's not just weather.
Le vol se poursuit avec John le médecin et non loin des incendies, ce sont les immenses mines de charbon à ciel ouvert. L'Australie est le 4e producteur au monde. On aperçoit au loin la fumée de la centrale thermique qui produit l'électricité à partir de ce charbon. Pour des militants comme John, il n'y a plus de doute.
It all starts here where it's mined and subsequently exported. 80% of our electricity in New South Wales comes from the burning of coal. So we have a direct link here between the mining, exporting, burning of coal, which is driving the climate change problem.
Même si John arbore des autocollants rappelant ses combats contre les mines, son vieux 4x4 diesel n'est pas très vertueux et il tient à s'en excuser.
I'm a bit guilty about driving the diesel four-wheel drive. Normally I would be using my electric bike, but we also have a farm and so I do need a four-wheel drive. We also have a forest plantation, so we grow lots of trees and I think maybe that makes some difference.
En Australie, il n'y a pas de contrôle technique des voitures, il n'y a pas de vignette indiquant le niveau de pollution, il n'y a pas non plus de prime à la conversion des véhicules les plus polluants. Il nous montre les équipements qui servent à exporter le charbon dans le monde entier. Ici, dans la Hunter Valley, c'est le charbon qui fait la loi.
Coal mining has provided jobs and has provided employment, and politicians are always wanting to provide employment and jobs for people. It's very easy to get elected on that. So mining has been able to provide that for the politicians. But the fossil fuel industry is also well ingrained within politics. I think it has been one of the major influences in stopping progress on dealing with climate change.
Car le lobby des énergies fossiles est complètement intégré dans la classe politique, que ce soit à droite chez les conservateurs au pouvoir ou bien chez les travaillistes actuellement dans l'opposition. C'est pour créer un lobby vert qu'avec son ami Ben Ewald, médecin comme lui, ils militent, ils se battent pour que les Australiens prennent conscience du danger de santé publique. Au large du port de Newcastle, les navires attendent pour charger leur cargaison de charbon.
People have for a long time heard about very bad air in Beijing or in Iran or in India. There are cities where the air is unhealthy for many days of the year. But we always thought that was an overseas problem that someone else had to deal with, not that we were dealing with here in Australia.
As a doctor, it's our duty to protect people's health, to give people solutions to adapt to the impact of climate change.
It's a threat to the health of the country. Whether it's a threat to the wealth of the country, that's a more long-term proposition. But I think the Australian economy has to decarbonise. That's necessary. Whether we do it in an orderly process or wait for kind of catastrophic collapse, that's coming. So I think an early adaptation and an orderly transition out of carbon is going to be the best way forwards.
La pluie a fini par tomber sur ces terres jaunies par des mois de sécheresse. Au pied des montagnes Barrington Tops, un parc national classé au patrimoine mondial de l'UNESCO, la vallée de Gloucester est réputée pour ses paysages verdoyants. Ancienne élue locale, Julie Lyford est désespérée. Venue de Londres, elle est arrivée dans ce pays de cocagne il y a 35 ans et elle n'a jamais vu ça.
We're actually standing on the banks of the Gloucester River, which is normally flowing really well. And in actual fact, this section here used to be the Gloucester Town swimming pool, where kids would actually have swimming races before the swimming pool was built. So this is quite a deep part of the river. It's completely empty. And it's raining. It's what we call the green drought. You get a little tiny bit of rain, things green up on the surface, but underneath it is so dry that the trees are dying. This is just absolutely tragic, actually. It's never happened before. It's climate change.
Mais Julie est surtout connue dans tout le pays pour avoir mené le combat contre une société minière qui allait défigurer la vallée.
This was going to be a mine, so where you're looking out here was going to be a huge mine site, a 220-metre deep coal pit. It just defies belief that the coal industry think that they can continue to keep putting applications in to mine not only land like this, but with climate change to mine at all coal. So it's great that we won it, but it was a 10-year fight. But it's been tough. It's been a tough.
Car un miracle s'est produit. Au début de l'année 2019, elle a gagné la bataille juridique pour empêcher d'ouvrir la mine et d'extraire du gaz de schiste. Le juge a pour la première fois dans l'histoire de l'Australie explicitement justifié sa décision par le risque environnemental en raison du changement climatique.
The fact that Judge Preston ruled that this was the wrong mine in the wrong place because so close to the township, but wrong time because of climate change, was just amazing. And to be part of that historical judgment, this community, I think, felt really proud.
Fier d'avoir gagné ce combat du pot de terre contre le pot de fer. Fier comme les aborigènes qui relèvent la tête pour dire non aux compagnies minières qui veulent encore déchirer la terre de leurs ancêtres. Autour de la ville de Gunnedah, le peuple des Gamoroy est en colère et le dit.
Kangaroos. Kangaroos coming towards us.
Here they come. Hey, come!
Oh, look at them.
Look how skinny they are.
Les kangourous sont maigres car l'herbe est desséchée. La rivière est complètement à sec. Pour les aborigènes, que la terre soit ainsi blessée, c'est leur existence qui est à nouveau en jeu.
It's so sad just to see our river empty. What do we, how can we fulfil our obligations to our children and the next generations and that without water? Like without water, we're all buggered, we're all dead. But for us as a people, like we rely on the river so much for so many different things, so many different cultural things that it's just, I don't know how we come back from it. I really don't know how we come back from all this. It makes me so sad, it really does.
Pas assez de pluie depuis des mois. Et en plus, une société minière vient pomper l'eau quand il en reste.
So what's going on in this country? What's happening that our rivers are running dry? That our governments are allowing this sort of thing to happen. It's all about money and greed, and it's about getting people off the land.
I'm calling on anybody who's got any power, control, to get onto the state government, federal government, to stop all exploration licence to try and protect our country for the animals that's lost. Indigenous people of Australia have rights.
Ils ont l'impression d'avoir été une fois de plus oubliés dans cette crise alors que leur relation à la nature est l'essence de leur survie.
Mother Nature is trying to tell us something already, and you need to listen to what it's telling you, like our ancestors used to listen to, and work together as a team to solve our problem.
All roads lead to this great big country town. Every year they
Mais alors, où sont les climato-sceptiques, les deniers, ceux qui ne veulent rien changer et continuent à enrichir le pays jusqu'à l'épuisement de sa nature? La ville de Tamworth, dans le Bush, est réputée pour être un fief conservateur. Cela tombe bien, il y avait ce week-end de fin janvier le traditionnel festival country. En tendant le micro, on se rend compte à quel point le pays qui était divisé sur la question est en train de basculer.
Climate change? I don't believe in it.
I think it's real. I think it's happening.
I think it's not acknowledged, especially here. It's just not acknowledged by government, by anyone senior that can actually enforce change. They don't recognise it.
Yeah. And I think if anything, we've gone from crazy fires to now flooding.
Oh yeah.
I think, if you're saying it's not true, you're kind of stupid.
I agree.
Before this, yeah, I did. I didn't think it was happening. I didn't think it was going to ever happen, but yeah, it is.
No one's come up with a solution. They say, cut coal, but no one wants wind farms. They don't want nuclear power.
We've all got to stop flying aeroplanes all around the world. We've all got to take a little bit more care of how much we consume, and we've all got to do a lot better. Get back to the old-fashioned ways.
I can't believe the deniers have such a platform in this country, and I think it's very destructive and very damaging. A lot of misinformation is spread a lot of the time.
Et tous les regards se tournent vers Scott Morrison, le Premier ministre conservateur qui a commencé à gérer la crise en partant en vacances à Hawaï, pendant que le pays brûlait. Depuis, il essaye de montrer plus d'empathie, même s'il n'est pas toujours bien reçu dans les zones sinistrées. Mais il refuse de prendre des mesures écologiques qui mettraient en péril l'emploi. En 2017, il était même intervenu au Parlement en brandissant un morceau de charbon, symbole de la richesse du pays. Les conservateurs espèrent aussi que le public va oublier ce qui s'est passé, alors qu'au Parlement de l'État de Nouvelle-Galles du Sud, à Sydney, les écologistes espèrent, eux, que leur heure est enfin venue. Mais pour l'instant, ils sont minoritaires.
We should be at the forefront of taking action. The fact we're not doing that is just, I don't even have words for it. It is so embarrassing, it's just beyond words. We're just, to be honest, stuck in the past. So we Greenies get blamed for wanting to push people back to the kind of cart, horse and carriage style. No, no, no. We want to move people to the future. And in fact, there's so many opportunities. What Australia lacks are leaders who have the passion for the future and who have passion for renewables. We desperately need that.
Melinda et Dean, dont la maison avait brûlé au mois de novembre, vont sans doute s'installer au bord de la mer. L'air y est plus respirable que dans le bush. Eux qui ont été parmi les premières victimes de cette saison en enfer espèrent qu'au moins le pays saura en tirer les leçons.
I think it's definitely like a wake-up call. Australia has altered Australia and Australians' perception about their vulnerability, and humankind needs to change the way we live and to make action on that. It's beyond politics in the way that it shouldn't be a part of who you vote for.
We all need to band together, really, and work for a common cause.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Pour l'instant, les climato-sceptiques se font discrets. Ils attendent que l'émotion retombe. Tant de terres brûlées, tant de dégâts, tant de victimes, tant d'animaux carbonisés. Cela s'est passé en Australie. Mais cela recommencera, là-bas, si loin, et peut-être bientôt, partout.